All right, let's talk about something huge. Massive open online courses. MOOCs. The idea was incredible, right? A world-class education from the best universities on the planet, and you could get it anywhere for free. I mean, it was supposed to be a total revolution in learning.
And you can't overstate the potential here. I mean, this was going to democratize education. It was giving everybody a front row seat to classes from places like MIT, Harvard. It was a complete game changer. So, naturally, millions and millions of people signed up, totally pumped to learn. But there was a catch, a big one. So researchers at MIT decided to dig into the numbers back in 2019, and what they found was just staggering. The average dropout rate, 96%. Let that sink in for a second. 96%. That means for every 100 people who are super excited to click enroll, only 4, just 4, actually made it to the finish line. So that just begs the question, right? What's so special about that 4%? What's the secret sauce that separates the tiny few who finish from the massive crowd that quits? Well, lucky for us, a big study in the journal Behaviour Information Technology followed a whole bunch of students to figure that out. And it turns out it's a journey with 3 distinct stages. Okay, so let's look at stage 1, why we even start in the first place. That moment you click enroll. Now, you'd probably think it's all about, a deep passion for a subject or wanting a specific new skill. But the research, it tells a totally different story. The biggest reasons we sign up actually have very little to do with us and a lot more to do with the world around us. Yep, you heard that right. The main thing that gets us to sign up isn't some deep inner drive. It's pressure. External social pressure. It's about what we see our friends doing and what our bosses or teachers are telling us we should be doing. And the study actually breaks this down into 2 specific kinds of pressure. So first up, you've got something called coercive pressure. Sounds intense, but it's really just that top-down influence. Like when your college professor says, hey, you should really check out this online course to get a better grade. Or your boss suggests a course for your next performance review. It's that pressure coming from someone in charge. And then there's the second type, which is even more powerful. It's called mimetic pressure. It's basically a fancy academic way of saying FOMO, the fear of missing out. This is that feeling you get when you see people you look up to or your successful colleagues all taking these online courses. You just start thinking, man, if it's working for them, I better get on board or I'm going to be left behind. And check this out, the data makes it super clear. The number one reason people start a MOOC? Peer pressure, that mimetic pressure. Right behind that is influence from a teacher, coercive pressure. And then you have the reputation of the university. So the big takeaway here? Hype and social proof are what get our foot in the door. But that's just the beginning of the story. All right, let's get to stage 2, why we actually finish. Because once you're in the course, that initial hype wears off pretty fast. The social pressure that pushed you to sign up, it's basically gone. So what keeps you going? What's the new motivation that makes someone stick it out and do the hard work? Well, this is where things do a complete 180. The motivation totally flips from external to internal. It's not about what everyone else is doing anymore. Now it's all about your experience. It comes down to a really simple personal calculation. Is this thing actually worth my time? And wow, is it a dramatic shift? Just look at the top reasons people finish a course. Number 1, performance to cost value, which is just a way of asking, am I getting my money's or my time's worth out of this? Then you have the quality of the content and the quality of the teaching. Notice what's gone. Social pressure. The school's fancy reputation, barely even on the list. It's all about what you are getting out of it. And that brings us to the final and maybe the most crucial stage of all. What takes someone from just finishing one course to becoming a true lifelong learner? Someone who keeps coming back for more and more. So at this point, all that hype that got you started, it's completely irrelevant. The big-name school that looks so good on the sign-up page, yeah, nobody cares anymore. The decision to take another course boils down to pretty much one thing. Was the last one any good? And the data here is just crystal clear. The single biggest reason people continue their learning journey is instructional quality. Plain and simple, how good was the teacher? Was the course actually designed well? Right after that comes content quality and then the indirect perks, like did it actually help you get a promotion? It's just like anything else. A great experience is what makes you a repeat customer. So when you step back and look at the whole picture, you see this really fascinating journey unfold. The reasons we start learning something new are almost never the same reasons we actually see it through to the end. Think of it like this. We adopt a course because of hype and what other people are doing. We complete the course if we feel like we're getting real value from it, and we continue to be learners only if the quality of that experience was genuinely amazing. And here's one of the most important takeaways from the whole study. You can't skip steps. You can't just go from being hyped up to being a lifelong learner. You absolutely have to pass through that middle stage, the gate of completion, which is all about finding value before you can get to the other side. So at the end of the day, it's this simple but powerful difference. What gets you in the door? Hype, social pressure, a famous school's name. But what makes you stay? Real quality, personal value, the feeling that you personally are gaining something. It's a tale of two completely different motivations. And you know, this isn't just about online courses, is it? Think about the last thing you quit. A gym membership, maybe a new diet, a hobby, even a job. Ask yourself, did you quit because the initial hype just faded away? Or did you quit because when you got down to it, the quality and the value just wasn't there for you? It's a really interesting question to ask yourself.